Today's topic of discussion is Earth's magnetism. Okay. Now earlier we have referred to the magnetic field of the Earth. Earth has magnetic field that we know, and the strength of this field is different at different places, and the value is about of the order of 10 to the power minus 5 Tesla. Now see, the magnetic field is now thought to arise. Why this magnetic field is there, that of the earth? It is due to the electric currents which are produced by the circular motion of metallic fluid. As you know, that there is a molten metal in the core of the earth, and this core of the earth, as it is moving with the circular motion, rather rotation of the earth on its axis, and because of this motion of the molten metal, okay, then there is, as you know, iron and nickel in more amount. It consists mostly iron and nickel, and the molten metal is rotated with the motion of the earth, and because of the motion of this molten metal, the electrons within them are also moving, and these electrons, when they are in motion, produce electric current, and as you know, electric current produces magnetic field. That is why the magnetic field is there on the earth, and this effect is known as dynamo effect. Okay, the effect is called the dynamo effect. Okay, the magnetic field lines of the earth are similar to that of the magnetic dipole located at the center of the earth, as if a magnetic dipole is located at the center of the earth, and whichever way the magnetic dipole produces the magnetic field lines, this way the magnetic field lines are produced by the magnetic field of the earth. So magnetic field lines of the earth are similar to that of a hypothetical magnetic dipole, as if we have placed a magnetic dipole at the center and it is producing the magnetic field line. Those kind of field lines are there, that on the earth's surface. Okay, the axis of dipole does not coincide with the axis of rotation. Now see, if you have the axis of rotation of the earth, say for example you have, this is the earth, okay, and the axis of rotation is this, then magnetic axis is not coinciding, it is at certain angle, and this angle is about 3 degree. So these two axes are not coinciding. The axis that of the earth's rotation and the magnetic axis, they are not coinciding, they are slightly, or rather magnetic axis is slightly tilted, and it makes an angle of about 11.3 degree with the axis of rotation. Okay, that is given here. The axis of the dipole does not coincide with the axis of rotation of the earth, but presently it is tilted about 11.3 degree with respect to the rotational axis of the earth. In this way of looking at it, the magnetic poles are located where the magnetic field lines due to dipole enter or leave the earth. Try to understand. The magnetic field lines are entering. Now first of all you understand the magnetic field lines of the bar magnet. Bar magnet, one is a north pole and the other one is a south pole. So magnetic field lines are coming out of the north pole and entering in the south pole. This way, and inside the magnet they are from south to north. So they are originated as if from north pole and they are entering in the south pole. Okay, so this way, in the magnetic dipole of the earth, you try to understand, magnetic poles are located where the magnetic field lines due to dipole enter or leave. So magnetic field lines are entering, say for example, entering at this place and leaving from this place. Okay, so we can say that magnetic dipole is located in this way. Now try to understand in continuity the magnetic field lines which are coming out. Try to understand, coming out of the bar magnet, then it is a north pole, and the pole in which the magnetic field lines are entering is a south pole. So here it is found that magnetic field lines are entering at this point and leaving from this point. So this must be the south pole of Earth's magnet, and this must be the north pole of the Earth's magnet. So this is north pole, and this is south pole. Now see, this is geographic north. Now try to understand these names for understanding, better understanding. This is geographic north, means the north which is shown in the map. This is geographic south, that is the south pole which is shown in the map. Now these are magnetic south, because wherever there is geographic north, we have magnetic south, and wherever there is geographic south, there is magnetic north. Why this is so? Now whenever a freely suspended magnet is placed somewhere, it is allowed to rotate, then what will happen? This freely suspended magnet will always try to align in north-south direction. Freely suspended magnet will always try to align in north-south direction, and that north-south is a geographic north-south direction. So this pole which is towards the north pole of the earth, geographic north, this north pole which is towards the geographic north is known as north pole, or it is given the name north pole of the magnet. Rather it is north seeking pole. It is north seeking pole. North બાજુ જવા માટે જેની ટેન્ડન્સી છે, north seeking pole. Okay, and this is south seeking pole, we can say. So in the earth, the magnetic poles, because as you know, like poles attract, so this north will be attracted by the south pole of the earth's magnet. That is why this north is remaining towards the geographic north. As such, it has a tendency of attraction towards the south pole, and that is why this pole comes towards this side, that is towards north, and vice versa, the other one. Okay, so here as if a dipole is placed and the magnetic field lines due to dipole enter or leave the earth. Now entering from this side it is found, then this must be a magnetic south, and they are found to be leaving from this side, then this must be a magnetic north pole. So magnetic north-south poles are as such opposite to the geographic north-south pole. Try to understand this, you keep in mind. Okay, now we move further. The location of the north magnetic pole is at a latitude of 79.74 north and longitude 71.8 degree west. Okay, a place somewhere in North Canada. That is why I have shown it in a slightly tilted way. If you look at the globe, then this is rotational axis, then here somewhere there is Canada and it is slightly no, the what you call it, its magnetic pole is located, rather north pole, it is given the north pole, try to understand, but it is as such magnetic south. Okay, for us to understand why the north pole of our magnet remains towards north. Okay, the reason behind is this must be a magnetic south pole. Okay, so the location of the north magnetic pole is at a latitude of 79.74 north and a longitude of 71.8 west, placed somewhere in North Canada, and magnetic south pole is at 79.74 south and 108.22 degree east in the Antarctica. The pole near the geographic north pole of the earth is called the north magnetic pole. The name given here is north magnetic pole. Try to understand. This is a north magnetic pole or magnetic north. This is magnetic south, or we can say south magnetic pole. Okay, it is called the south magnetic pole. Okay, and our magnet will have north pole remain towards north and south pole remains towards south. Okay, our magnetic needle will have its north pole towards magnetic north. Now this magnetic north must behave as south pole, because there must be an attractive force between these two. Then and then this north pole of our magnet will remain towards magnetic north. Magnetic north must be behaving as a south pole, as if it is a south pole. It has a tendency of south pole, rather we can say. Okay. The pole near the geographic north pole of the earth is called the north magnetic pole. Likewise, the pole near the geographic south pole is called the south magnetic pole. Okay. Now there is some confusion in the nomenclature of the poles. That's what I tried to explain. Okay. Here, whatever I have explained, that is given in the figure. Okay, just you can go through it. Okay, and you can understand that this is north magnetic pole and this is south magnetic pole. Field lines are entering from this and leaving from this. So conventionally, whatever is the north pole for us, this must be our north pole. Okay, or in our understanding, this external magnet will have its south pole towards the south magnetic pole, which must have a property of north pole. Okay, so this can be understood easily. Then equatorial line, this is the geographic equatorial line. Okay, and if you have the magnetic axis like this, then this must be the magnetic equatorial line, and there is an angle between these two equatorial planes which are drawn. Yes, so this is a plane and this is another plane. So there is an angle between these two planes. Okay, and that must be about 11.3 degree, because here there is an angle of 11.3 degree between the two axes, that is geographic, rather we can say the axis of rotation and the magnetic axis. What is the angle between magnetic axis and the axis of rotation? It is 11.3. So there must be an angle of 11.3 degree between these two planes. Okay. Now, if we look, the whole thing is explained here. If we look at the magnetic field lines of the earth as shown in this figure, okay, we can see that unlike in the case of bar magnet, the field lines go into the earth at the north magnetic pole. So if we consider this as a north magnetic pole, or if you consider or take it as a north pole, then the magnetic field line should come out. But in north magnetic pole, these magnetic field lines are going inside, and here from south magnetic pole they are coming out. Okay, so coming out from the south magnetic pole, the convention arose because the magnetic north was the direction to which the north pole of the magnetic needle pointed. Okay, our magnetic needle will remain this side. Our magnetic needle's north pole will remain this side. So this must be having a property of south pole, and the name which is used here in our textbook is north magnetic pole, and here this is called the south magnetic pole because the field lines are coming out. It must have a property of north pole, but it is remaining towards the south, that is why it is south magnetic pole of the earth. Okay, the north pole of the magnet was so named as it was the north seeking pole. Why the name is given north pole? Because it remains towards the north direction of our earth, that is why it is given the name north. Okay, so it is north seeking pole. Similarly, for the south pole, it is remaining towards the south, that is why it is given the name south seeking pole. Thus, in reality, the north magnetic pole behaves like a south pole. Try to understand that what I tried to explain. The north magnetic pole is behaving like a south pole of the bar magnet inside the earth, and south magnetic pole behaves like a north pole inside the earth. Okay, now magnetic declination and dip. There are certain parameters, okay, that of this earth's magnetic field, magnetic declination and dip. Now we consider a point on the earth's surface. At such a point, the direction of the longitude circle determine the geographic north-south direction. Okay, north-south directions are determined on the basis of longitudinal circle. Now you must have seen the globe, and these vertical lines which are shown, they are longitudinal lines and which are giving you the idea about the north-south direction. Okay. Now the line of longitude towards the north pole shows the direction of true north. Now true north is this side. Direction or line of longitude towards the north, and line of longitude towards south will show the true south. Okay. The vertical plane containing the longitude circle and the axis of rotation of the earth is called geographic meridian. Now this vertical plane, the plane or a circular portion this way, is nothing but the geographic meridian or geographic plane. It's a plane. Try to understand. You consider the earth as a watermelon, and if you keep the watermelon, then upper part is north pole, downward part is the south pole. Say this is watermelon and this is north pole and this is south pole. Now if you cut this watermelon from between somewhere here, then you will have a circular portion this side. This circular portion, the other side also it will be having circular portion only. This circular portion is a plane which is nothing but, if the earth is cut like this, like a watermelon, then this plane which is passing through this, the longitude and the axis of rotation, this plane is nothing but the geographic meridian. Okay. Magnetic meridian of the place is the vertical plane which passes through the imaginary line joining the magnetic north and the south pole. So there will be a magnetic meridian similarly, because here there will be the magnetic axis. So you will have a magnetic meridian at a place. Okay. Because the axis of rotation and magnetic axis both are different. So the plane which is passing through this magnetic axis will be different. Okay. And there will be certain angle between them. Okay. This plane would intersect the surface of the earth in a longitude like a circle. So that I have shown in this figure. Okay. that they are intersecting. Both are intersecting. These circles are intersecting each other. Okay, both are intersecting each other. You can see. Okay, these two are intersecting each other. Okay, now the magnetic needle, which is free to swing horizontally, would then lie in the magnetic meridian. Now magnetic needle will remain in which meridian, in which plane it will become stationary, free to rotate? Then it will become stationary, or it will remain in this particular direction. This will be the direction in which the magnetic needle would be in equilibrium, or it will remain in the magnetic meridian. So you have one, say, geographic plane, and the other one is the plane which is known as magnetic meridian, in which the magnetic needle remains. In this plane the magnetic needle will remain stationary, or it will remain stationary in this plane, we can say. Okay, now see, the magnetic needle, which is free to swing horizontally, would then lie in the magnetic meridian, and the north pole of the needle would point towards the magnetic north pole. Okay, so you can see from this figure, if you consider this as a north pole, okay, then this north pole of our magnet will remain towards the magnetic north of our Earth's magnet, and south pole will remain toward the magnetic south pole of our Earth. This is Earth's magnetic north, this is Earth's magnetic south, and our north pole of the magnet will remain towards magnetic north of the Earth, and south will remain towards the magnetic south. Okay, since the line joining the magnetic poles is tilted with respect to the geographic axis of the Earth, the magnetic meridian at a point makes an angle with the geographic meridian. That I showed you, that magnetic meridian and the geographic meridian are at certain angle. Magnetic meridian and geographic meridian. Say for example, this is your geographic meridian and this is the magnetic meridian. These two planes will be at certain angle. Okay, so angle between these two planes. Which planes? Magnetic meridian and geographic meridian. This angle between the true geographic north and the north shown by compass needle, there will be an angle between these two, or we can see the angle will be there between the magnetic meridian and geographic meridian. This angle is called the magnetic declination, or simply it is shown as declination, which is shown here in this figure. Okay, this is our true north-south according to our longitudinal line, and this is the north-south which are shown by the needle. Okay, and the angle between these, so there is a plane, this is the plane which is called the geographic meridian. This is geographic meridian, and this plane is a magnetic meridian, and the angle between these two planes, geographic meridian and magnetic meridian, is called the declination. Okay, simply denoted by capital D. The declination is greater at higher latitude and smaller near the equator. So if you go in the upper direction at higher latitude, this declination will be higher, and near the equator it will be less. These are some of the video links, okay, for magnetic declination, for declination and deep angle and deep meter, that I will share in the group later. Okay, if a magnetic needle is perfectly balanced about horizontal axis, so that it can swing in plane of the magnetic meridian. Means you are just keeping the magnetic needle such that it becomes stationary, or we can say it is remaining in north-south direction. It has a tendency of remaining in north-south direction. Okay. So what will happen? It will be balanced about horizontal axis so that it can swing in a plane of the magnetic meridian. The needle would make an angle with the horizontal as shown in this figure. Okay, you have this horizontal. Okay, here it will be remaining as such when you keep it horizontal. When you make it vertical, it make certain angle with this horizontal, and this angle is known as the angle of dip. Okay, you can closely view it. The angle HOM in this figure, it is not in our textbook. Just to understand this, I have taken this angle HOM, okay, which is between the horizontal plane, that is HO, and the axis of freely suspended magnetic needle, that is MO. So angle between HO and MO, that is HOM, which is called the dip angle. That is a separate dip meter video also I am sharing with you. Okay, you can understand it better from that dip meter. This is known as angle of dip, or also known as it is inclination. Thus dip is the angle that the total magnetic field of the earth makes with the surface of the earth, or we can say the angle made by the total magnetic field of the earth with the surface of the earth. Okay. Now this figure which shows magnetic meridian plane at a point P on the surface of the earth, try to understand. There is true north also shown. Okay, you have to just learn this figure. Okay, and try to understand also. This is your true north. So this plane which I am showing it by a blue color is the geographic meridian. Try to understand. This is geographic meridian, and the color I am changing now. Okay, this plane which I am showing, okay, slightly it has changed its position, but you can understand this plane which I am showing is the magnetic meridian. So there is a slight angle between this geographic meridian and magnetic meridian, that is shown here with D. Okay, that is called the declination. Okay, you can understand it from this figure also. Okay, earlier we have seen this, that this angle is nothing but the declination between the geographic meridian and the magnetic meridian. Okay, here again it is shown in this three-dimensional figure. Okay, that this angle between the geographic meridian and magnetic meridian, that angle is given by, or we can say that angle is known as the declination. Here this is the magnetic meridian. Okay, and the other one is geographic meridian. Okay, the other one is geographic meridian. Okay, slightly it is changing its place, but I will, yes, now this is the geographic meridian. Okay, so the angle between these two is declination, and here this magnetic needle will remain if it is allowed to oscillate, move freely with horizontal, then it remains slightly down, which is known as, this angle is a deep angle, which is denoted by I, and the angle between this magnetic meridian and the geographic meridian is denoted by D, that is declination. Okay, now there are two components of this magnetic field. One is horizontal component, which is denoted by He. It is divided or resolved in two parts. And vertical components, which is denoted by Ze, or vertical component of the magnetic field is denoted by Ze. So this is horizontal component, this is vertical component. Okay, so they are shown. Okay, the total magnetic field at point P can be resolved in two components, that is horizontal component He and vertical component Ze. The angle that BE makes with He, that is shown here. BE, that is the magnetic needle, which is kept in this direction or which remains in this direction. Whatever angle this BE makes with this He is nothing but the deep angle. Okay, it is deep angle. Okay, denoted by I. Okay, to describe the magnetic field of the earth at a point on its surface, we need to specify three quantities, that is declination, angle of dip, or the inclination I, okay, and horizontal component of the earth's magnetic field, that is He. These are known as elements of earth's magnetic field. So these are the elements of earth's magnetic field. Okay, what are the elements of earth's magnetic field? Declination, okay, then we have angle of dip and the horizontal component of the earth's magnetic field. Now if you see from this figure, which is earlier shown, okay, then this He is nothing but what you call it, BE sin I. There are the angle between this He and BE is I, you can see. What is the angle between He and BE? It is I. So if you want to take the component of this BE in He direction, then He is equal to BE cos I, and this vertical component Ze will be BE sin I. And if you take the ratio, then this becomes tan I is equal to Ze upon He. Okay, so Ze upon He is tan I. Okay, that is shown here in this paragraph. Okay, Ze upon He is equal to tan I, Ze is BE sin I, and He is BE cos I, and if you take the ratio, then tan I is Ze upon He. So try to watch this video 2-3 times. 3 videos also extra I am sharing with you. It is giving you better understanding of this Earth's magnetism. Thank you.